Disappointment what happened on Sunday and look at the whole season and appreciate what you guys were able to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to be appreciative of this team and like see how special this season was. I think that loss is something I'll never get over. You know, to have it in that way where it just feels super unjust. I don't think that's something that I'll be able to get over. It's different if you feel like you lose a game. But it's really easy to like love this team. I mean, we got back yesterday, we had all of our medical, and still we were like, let's go to one last dinner together because we'll never be the same group again. So this team is just really close, and I'm so proud of everything we did this year, and we're so close to getting our goals. So yeah, it's a really tough ending.
All 5 starters are under contract for next year, so that's good. But like you said, you'll never be this particular group again because there'll be changes. Can you just talk about what it'll take to maintain the kind of chemistry you built this year going forward? Because obviously it starts with you.
Yeah, I think having the majority of us back in all 5 starters is a huge step towards that. And the culture starts with us. We're the majority. We've been here the longest. So bringing that in with any new people we have, just really bringing them under our fold. We have such a solid foundation. So making sure that stays. We see what happens when you have, you know, a team that's as close as that. So making sure that we cultivate that for next year.
The last one for me is, you talk about the injustice of Game 5 and how it won't relieve you. Can it also be a motivating factor to take the next step?
I mean, it motivates me to never try to have the game that close again where it can be decided by whoever it was decided by. So, yeah.
Fia, I've been asking everyone just, playing in Target Center, you've been here for a while. What was it like playing this season in front of the sellout crowds, athletes of different sports coming out to support, and just kind of lighting that fire in the city? Could you just speak to what that was like?
It was amazing. The crowds that we had, especially, in the final series, breaking records, 19,000 people cheering for you is such a high. It was so fun. And I think it just really epitomizes everything that we always talk about, the Lynx fan base being. Just always, rooting for us and there for us and showing out for our teams. So that was such an amazing environment. I've never played in front of something like that.
And then last one for me, just, everyone all season have just spoken about how graceful of a leader you are. I wonder if you could just speak of what goes into that. What is kind of that mindset that you bring to bring that type of attitude every game?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely try to bring just my natural personality to the group and try to be the best leader in the ways that I can. I think just taking from who I thought the best leaders in my life were, just taking pieces from them and making it my own, and trying to lead by example off the team. I've definitely tried to be more vocal these past couple years, and I feel like coming into my own in that way. And this was such an easy group. I mean, to be able to have so many people who are so coachable and everyone is down for the same goal, doesn't matter who gets the recognition, doesn't matter, we had multiple people have game winners throughout this entire season. Everyone's equally happy for, the success of one is success for all, and that's truly our mindset. So, yeah, I just try to kind of bring that.
Fee, you've touched on this a little bit already, but just I'm thinking years from now, when people ask you about this, 2024 season of the W and the 2024 Lynx team specifically, what do you think will stand out, for you about this team that will, will stand the test of time?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard because that last game really tarnishes it, doesn't it? But I think team-wise, this is my favorite team I've ever been on, and I think just the relationships and the bonds that we formed is something that will stay for a long time, for years, forever. So that's something that I'll definitely look back on really positively. It's just the relationships of this year and the team chemistry and just this is how a team is supposed to feel. So I'll remember that forever.
And then in the more short term, obviously Unrivaled is a big undertaking for you in your career. When do you need to be down there to get make sure that thing gets started, and just kind of what's next for you these last few weeks of October and November?
Yeah, so players report January 2nd, but I'll be going early, shortly after Christmas. But yeah, I'm just really excited for that. Excited to take some time off and go on vacation, see my family, be home for the holidays. So just some downtime the next couple of months, weeks.
Well, we know how Sunday ended on a down note, but there were a lot of great moments in this entire season. You know, you look at the Olympics, the Commissioner's Cup. What is a standout positive moment that you have from the season?
I think a couple like on the court ones was BC's, game winner in Connecticut was really fun, and then Courtney's game winner tire for the overtime in game 1 was really fun. Like those are just really great because you see the people putting in so much work, and to see them like do that in such a huge moment, and to get the recognition that they deserve, and just to see like the joy for them and their families and for the team, that's really special to see, and they deserve it so much. So it was really fun to witness that and be a part of it, and also just like really happy for them because they deserve everything.
Yeah, I know you've been asked about the conditioning a lot, but it's still kind of a standard. A lot of players go to the Olympics, they come back, and at some point late in the season they hit a wall. Not only did you not hit a wall, but you played your best basketball in the playoffs. How were you able to do that?
Thank you. I don't know. I mean, I always have tried to keep my body in the best shape that I can, making sure I'm doing my conditioning in the off season. And I really knew that this year was going to be a grind, just really, really hard. So I took that super seriously in the off season. I think I naturally do condition pretty well, but I definitely try to take all the steps that I could to make sure that I was in the top shape that I could be in, because I mean, it's going to be a grind, but you don't even know how bad it is until you're in it. So I'm definitely glad that I put that work in this off season.
Yeah, what did you learn about yourself, particularly over the last couple of games of that final series where there was a lot on your shoulders and you had to play really, really well?
Excuse me. I think just being able to push through, because I'm glad you said I didn't hit a wall. I felt like I did. It's really tiring.
Well, you would know better than me.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't look like it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. That's the goal. I feel like where I grew is just mentally is no one, it doesn't matter if you're tired, it doesn't matter, if your body hurts or if anything, like it just matters if you show up for your team and you perform. So I really came in with that mindset where, especially in the finals, like we have so little games left with this team, and we talked ad nauseum about how special, we think this team is. So you want to give them your best and give them your all. So it was, easy to kind of push past all of that for them. Sorry, that's me.
Sorry. One just off the court thing that I wanted to ask you about. I know you recently partnered with Opil on the first of its sort of over-the-counter birth control availability. Just what is that? What is that? Project in terms of importance to you? How did you get connected with them? And just what is the message with partnering them, and the goal for that partnership for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I'm really excited for. I think just like our goals are so aligned, and they're what they stand for. I just so believe in just making sure that women are up to date on what their options are. They know that they have something that's affordable, that's accessible, that you can get, that you don't have to talk to a doctor about, especially now when healthcare is like not accessible for everybody. And making sure that people are aware of their sexual health. I think for so long there's a stigma around not wanting to talk about that because it's like an embarrassing topic. So super excited because in this off season I'll be going to campuses to talk about it, just to kind of get rid of that stigma a little bit. Because I think it's so important, especially now in an election year where we're voting right now, to be aware of your sexual and reproductive rights is a really huge thing. So I'm really excited about that.
Just a moment ago you mentioned in an answer to one of Pat's questions about your conditioning, how you took an extra emphasis in the off season to get into this year. Now that at the end of this year, what's your timeline like when it comes to rest versus start to condition for next year, for those of us who don't know?
Yeah, I'll be taking a while off. I mean, just relaxing, like I said. And I have to be ready for January, so I think usually my build-up starts, the hard build-up starts about 6 weeks from when I need to be somewhere. And then obviously I'll be focusing on strength training a lot this season, so doing that. But the hard conditioning to get ready for game shape usually starts about a month and a half before I have to be there.
We have time for one final question from the Zoom. Jordan?
Hey, Fee. First, I just want to say congrats on an amazing season. And then this is kind of a fun question. I just wanted to talk about your outfits throughout the season. You've had some really iconic looks. So I guess just talk about who styles you and what was your favorite look from the season.
Yeah, Kimberly Stewart styles me, and yeah, it's been really fun to just kind of explore that side. It's such a huge part of our game now, culture-wise, is tunnel fit. So it's been fun to you wear stuff that you wouldn't like necessarily wear in real life. So that's been really fun. My favorite, I don't know. I really like that little pilot-looking outfit jumpsuit that I wore, the blue one with the red shoes. I felt like I was in Top Gun, so that was fun.